Devil's Plan Season 2. Now, the thing for me is, we walk away kind of like... Frustrated, angry, unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know what? I feel like we're not supposed to walk away happy. We're supposed to walk away frustrated. This is not a show with like a happy ending.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
This is a show where we are going to have the winner is going to have lots of characteristics which we actually don't like, we don't want to see. This is not about sportsmanship.
Devil-like.
Yeah.
Hence, a devil's plan. Yeah.
So we're actually right to walk away frustrated, like, and be like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
I don't." Do you know what I mean? Like with a bit of an icky feeling, like this ain't right.
Yeah.
Which is weird, isn't it? Because no other show celebrates lack of sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And in a way,
I
do you know
get
what?
you.
This is very dystopian. If this gets like taken abroad to other countries and stuff, and becomes bigger, and people start rooting for people who are doing like things that are just wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that's proper dystopian, that?
It is. It would have been nice to see a like worthy winner, like a deserving, as in like nice person,
But I know,
kind of winner.
I know, that's the thing.
But
that's not the show.
he's worthy as well, I guess,
In
his way. But
yeah, that's what this show brings out of us.
still frustrating.
Yeah.
And I thought it was disappointing and frustrating and annoying because it was so tight. It was so close
Between them two.
between the last two finalists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I found interesting, right? Was
But
like,
I ended up like disliking them both.
yeah, same. A lot of people have done.
Yeah, so I just didn't care at that point, either one of you or whatever.
Who cares what happens at this point?
Yeah, because
But
you're both not likable.
They're not likable. But again, that's the thing. The qualities for this show is kind of to be not likable. It's just strange. It just goes against the grain so much. I don't think that we're ready for this. I mean, we watched the first season, and so we waited for the second season. So we
Yeah.
are not new to this. We tend to watch brilliant TV shows. It's just how we roll. We don't make mistakes like that. And if we do, we tell you. I feel like he manipulated and used every trick in the devil's book. Like, disloyal, where it counted, where it mattered, right?
Yeah.
Extremely intelligent, cunning. Yeah. Risk-taking, right? Manipulating down to even using looks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not his fault. If the guy's gifted, clearly, he's got looks that perhaps would be looked at as, I don't know, as like Korean boy bandy looks. I mean, I think what's that boy band called that's like really big in Korea? I feel like
You mean which one?
The big one, or that came on.
What, like BTS?
Yeah,
What?
BTS. I feel like he's kind of, I mean, not that I've seen very much of them, but I feel like he's kind of got like some BTS-y looks, kind of. So yeah, I'm like, I mean, that's part of it. And then like, there's other things where he just like manipulated the show.
Yeah. I think he was lucky.
Very lucky. Oh my God.
A lot of the games.
In some of the games, in key moments, he was so lucky. By the way, spoiler alert, if we haven't said it at this point, it's too late. But by now you've watched it. That's why you're here. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he was lucky. And then, like, not just luck, he also, like, he had his, like, tactics. He manipulated...
Very intelligent.
It to his advantage.
Yeah,
And, like, he manipulated the other finalist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had her wrapped around his finger.
Emotionally, like, she was, like...
What was happening?
It was like she was ready to, like, do whatever he wanted.
She would have done whatever he wanted. Yoon So-hee.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she did kind of give it to him.
She gave him the win.
In the final,
she gave him the win.
Was it the second game? Or was it the first game?
First game.
The first game, she basically said, "Oh, I'll just not put any tokens in."
No, that was the final. That was the final.
Or was that the final?
Yeah, that was the final where she actually gave it to him.
Yeah.
But
was it the first one? I'm getting confused which one it was, first, second, or third, because
it was the third game,
But
literally
like,
last game.
It's just frustrating.
It was the order of the cards. But okay, look, right. Okay. Now, my issues with Yoon So Hee in the final, right, were there were two. Well, there were issues before that because she really appeared like she's going to give him the win. I'm sure she even said at some point, "I'm not here to win. He can have it." But more like romantic, like I can't see him lose. I'm like, what are you doing? Why have you come?
Yeah, why are you joining the game?
Why are
then?
you here? What is this? It's so strange. And that's why that guy, what was his name? It's going to be Choi Hyun Jun? Yeah, Choi Hyun Jun. Because Hyun Jun versus Hyun Gyu. And Hyun Jun was that, do you remember that other guy who, I can't give you the names that we used for these people because we didn't really got the names. Do you remember when it was down to the last two, Hyun Gyu versus Hyun Jun? Do you remember the maths challenge?
Yes.
The maths challenge where it was like CDE,
Yeah.
FYJ.
Yeah.
That was Hyun Gyu versus Hyun
Yes.
Jun.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Hyun Jun at one point towards the very end sat there and went, "How have you guys bonded so much?"
Yeah. Yeah. The semi-final bit.
Yeah, he was like, "What is this weird bond you've got going on? How has this happened?"
I think they were. I think. Well, they obviously it's heavily edited, but I think that they got close before filming
Oh, interesting.
because I've seen some footage. I think it was like behind the scenes. So you know where like they get to know each other just a little bit before.
Yeah, like some promo almost, like a little bit of that.
Or like they've got to know the contestants, but they've not started film. Whatever, I think they got to know each other then, and I think that they've like, if they've not been on any other show before,
Yeah.
they've at least chatted before,
Wow.
and they've got to know each other a little bit.
This is Yoon So Hee we're talking about, and the winner,
So-hee and
Hyung Gyu, the winner.
And
Now,
and that's where I think that she's like not developed like strong feelings
I
for him.
reckon
wouldn't- I wouldn't-
she's obsessed with the guy.
I mean, I don't know if I would go that
I'm saying
far
it.
to say that, but
I'm calling it.
she definitely, likes him.
There was something that just wild there, wasn't there? Like-
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back to the final, right? I mean, of course, prior to the final, things looked like it was already going to go in his direction and she was going to help that happen, right? But it got to the final, and of course, it's the first game of 3, right? Now, I've forgotten what that game was. I could potentially find it just here. Let me have a super quick look. I've got a list of games. Final match 3 games, and it just gives us the 3 games. So let's go through those. Big or small? Yeah, big or small. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, big or small. So it was a case of like you get 2 cards and you're kind of trying to bluff out and bet and work out if he's put a big card down or a low card down. Is
Yeah.
it bigger than the dealer? Yeah. Now, in that, she made a mistake. She made a mistake when really she had all the information. So she should not have made a mistake. And I was like, how has she made a mistake there? That don't make no sense. And even the contestants who were watching were like, how has she made a mistake there? But of course, they're letting her off, innit? The ones who are like watching, innit? I was like, okay, that's a bit suspicious. Fine, fair enough. What was it? She won that one. No, he won that one. He won that one. She won the next one. And then it's the final game. Final game now. And again, she messes up where she already had information. So she shouldn't have messed up there, and she did. I was like, why has she messed up twice
Yeah.
in places where she had information both times?
I know.
She proper gave him the win.
The thing is, yeah, she even said, like, she knew she had it. She was pretty confident she had it. Yeah.
Yeah,
She had them all nailed down.
Yeah, she had it nailed down.
What card was what?
For a fact.
And she even said out loud on the show, like she said, didn't she? He was flapping and he was like looked a bit rushed, so he seemed a bit unsure.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 chance if he's gonna get it or not.
That's right. That's
and she
why.
still like put no tokens in and let him.
No, that's why she put no tokens in.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, she put no tokens in because she was like,
Yeah, that's
we're
what
just
I mean.
going to both keep going with a stalemate
Exactly.
here.
So she put no tokens in and let him.
Let him have a shot. She goes, I'm going to let him have a shot.
I
Because
mean, I don't know
think-
how long they would have done that for, the token
I
thing.
know. But all the way through, he was still writing numbers down. So she was
Yeah.
like, he's not sure.
So
And
I
we have
don't
to
know
get out of
why-
the stalemate.
I know, but also I don't know why she gave up there though. If you were confident, like you've got it, then why would you give up at that point?
I get you. But then what did they do?
I don't know,
How did
but
they
it's,
get out of that stalemate, though?
I don't know. Even if they had to go through another round or something, I don't
Yeah.
know. But like,
Yeah.
if they both went to the end, you know, and they both had it right, correct, or what the cards,
Yeah.
then they just have to do another round or something. But she basically just like, oh, okay, I give up, then I'll let him. It'll just be 50-50. It's like whatever the Lord's decision is, it's fate. I'll leave it to fate now. See what he says, and if it's his win, it's his win. I'm like, all right, you're just giving it him then.
Yeah, basically. Which in a way I kind of get it, because it was going on a little bit. But yeah, you're right. Was it worth the risk? Because you're risking the entire show on this.
Yeah.
And he is really clever. Like, I've got to say, he was genius level. He was a genius level. And he had so much luck on his side.
Yeah, he did.
It was crazy. Like, with the game with the colours, right, where they had to choose... There was a game where they had to, like, guess how many colours are on a table, how many colour cards, or between everybody. 4 players, each one's got, like, 5 cards each. And you've got to guess... I reckon there's at least 7 yellows. And if you think that there's 7 yellows at least, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I agree, I think there's 7 yellows. Then you have to raise it. Right, there's 8 yellows. Or there's 8 greens. Next person has to go up and up and up. It gets to him, and there was a stupid number, like, I reckon there's 12 yellows. And it's like, nah, that ain't 12 yellows. And he was like, and those 3, 3 who were together, which was Hyunju and the newscaster lady and Seven High. Those 3, of course, they're sharing each other's cards so they can see what's going on. Yeah, Kang Ji Young, Seven High, and Hyun Jun were together, and they're like, we've hardly got any threes between us. For there to be like 8 or 10 yellows, he's got to have 5 and she's got to have 5 or whatever. He flips his cards over and he's basically got 5 yellows, and it happened twice in the game.
Yeah, he's lucky. He was
Mad lucky. And he's definitely genius level clever, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, he knows how to read people.
What would you say was his smartest moment? If there was one.
He's good at understanding really quickly how other people play,
Yeah.
and then using that to like develop his his game
Yeah.
tactics, his techniques,
Yeah.
and know what to put down,
Yeah.
and how to play him and how to like manipulate it to
Yeah.
win. And he did that with quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And he was right. He was very accurate, and he was
Proper
right a lot
bullseye.
of times.
Yeah.
Like doing the reverse
Yes.
psychology.
This was in.
Because that often doesn't work. Like
And
it's
it did.
or it can work, but it's just very risky. Like,
Wow.
do you know what I mean?
His execution of that was bullseye.
And she did it as well.
psychology. Yeah.
So Young did it as well.
Was her successful? I think it
And
worked.
she was like, he's gonna know that I'm doing this. I'm putting big. So he'll think that I'm going small. So he'll think, so I should go small.
Yeah.
But he might also think that
Yeah.
I know he'll know, so I'm going small. So I
Yeah.
should just go big.
Yeah.
Like, God.
And then he's
Like-
gone in and he's like, so this was on the first game of the final 3, big or small. And then it shows him and he goes, well, I would normally do this, but she's going to normally
Yeah.
do this. So instead of doing this, she's going to know that I'm going to do that instead.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, I'm going to go ahead
There's
and
a lot of that, yeah.
I'm going to do this.
What would Soyoung do? What would she do? Yeah, so that, it is smart. It is very clever.
Genius level stuff.
And they
Genius.
understood the games like really well.
Do you know what? In terms
He
of
understood the rules and the games like even quicker than she did.
yeah,
She was clumsy in areas, but she was still really, really smart. Like she
Yeah.
was a really good player, really good contestant.
yeah.
They both did deserve to be in the final, but yeah. They weren't my like most liked out of them all though.
Justice for Justin. Okay, if you could choose two final... Okay, well, just quickly. My most genius moment for him was, of course, one, reverse psychology, which, of course, that was an insight into what he was doing. And that's probably an insight into what he was doing throughout the entire series. We got to see it there in that conversation.
Yeah.
It was that for me. And can you guess what I'm going to say? The Knights Tour. The secret challenge where he has to do the Knights Tour. And he had practiced like the 6x6 square. He had practiced the 7x7 square. But it was his first time doing an 8x8, apparently. But first time doing an 8x8, it's on national TV, international. And he did it. Like, logically. It blew my mind. I was like, how has he just done an 8x8? It's his first time seeing this. And he solved it. It honestly, I found that really impressive. That
What
was a
did
real
you think
genius
about him not telling everyone about the 10 pieces though from it?
moment. Again, genius as well. Just clever.
Calculating, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Cunning, clever, played the game just the way it was designed to be played, really.
That annoyed a lot of them, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did. Because he sold it really well. He was like, well, what it is, they've told me that I've got to have something that will help me in the final.
7 High hated him.
Yeah, 7 High hated him. 7 High absolutely hated him.
His face was like, what the?
All the way through.
All the way.
Yeah, I mean, 7 High is extremely competitive. That's what that was. Right? It's just competition. Like he said, it's nothing personal. I think it was personal.
Yeah.
I think it got personal.
I think there was a level of personal.
Yeah.
There. I think he just didn't like him. Just didn't like his character, how he was, how he was with people, and a bit ruthless, a bit thick-skinned, and big ego. And he was a bit cocky. But then 7 High is a bit cocky too.
7 High.
So
What I've got to say about 7 High, guys, and this is my opinion, etc. Okay, which I'm entitled to. So don't do me over, or do just put in the comments. I thought 7 High was a bit intimidating. Like, I didn't find him intimidating. He's on TV, I don't care. But I think he was trying to intimidate.
yeah,
Which I understand. It's a tactic.
yeah,
It is a tactic. So I get it. And it's devil's plan. So
Well-
win by hook or crook.
yeah.
I think he was trying to intimidate.
I suppose you could say that. I think he was cocky, but I don't think a lot of them felt that he was a threat. Like they might think,
agree.
okay, yeah, you might come in trying to look all like charming and with the ladies and suave and stuff
don't
and
think
whatever.
he was.
But he didn't come across smart to me though. And
No, he didn't.
At the beginning of the few games, if anything, he was like a bit of the quiet ones and not
Yeah.
really doing much or saying or contributing a lot.
You know what? I don't think he came in as a ladies' man. Like, he's definitely got the looks for it and stuff, right? He could, of course, he's probably the best looking one out of all of them in that sense. But I don't think he came in as a ladies' man, which I think he could have. He could have done that. He could have come in as a ladies' man. He could have played that side, and I think it could have really benefited him.
I felt like the smart ones, the male ones, didn't really like him.
They didn't, yeah, no, and I think
They didn't
I
feel
think-
him like, I'm not threatened by you. You're cocky. I'm not feeling your
But
vibe.
I think that's part and parcel with his not take on it, with
Yeah.
his tactic,
yeah,
basically with his aggression.
yeah,
Because that was how he was going at this. He was going at this down like an intimidation/aggression route,
Yeah.
which was shown very, very, very early.
like
And it
he's a
was
poker
consistent.
player, but he didn't do he didn't win in the poker round.
No, he didn't. In fact, there were a few poker games, and he never really excelled in them.
And the girl was the other girl,
Yeah,
the red dress girl,
yes, red
playing it
dress
for the
girl.
first time was smashing it.
Yeah, her first time doing pokery things, and she was like absolutely all over it, consistently. In fact, she was really good. And her name was Kim Ha-rin,
Harry,
plastic surgeon.
Harry.
But yeah, 7 High for me was interesting in the sense that he could have done things very differently. He could have come in as ladies' man, could have come in as charming. He could have toned down the aggression, got on with the guys a little bit more. But I think that he was just being himself.
Yeah, just
Either he was
cocky
being himself, or he was doing this for entertainment.
No, I think he looks very much himself. I think that's how he is naturally.
Okay. I mean, I think that he was trying to intimidate. Like, let me just nail some of that down. He was putting threats out there. Like, I'm coming for you.
He wanted to be, the guy that calls the shots.
Yeah.
In every group, there's one that's like the leader.
Yeah.
He very much wanted to be the leader. And when a lot of them were smarter than him and like didn't really want to go like his way, he would be like quite aggressive, be like, like,
frustrated, isn't it?
Fine then, all right.
So it turns to
it's
aggression.
me and you then.
Yeah.
You're against me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and the others, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was Tino, who was one of the leaders, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there was, of course, the out-and-out leader, Kyuhyun. Kyuhyun, who was an idol from Super Junior, and he's known for musicals and variety shows. So that guy's like a well-known entertainer.
Yeah.
I think he's a host and stuff as well, and a judge in that. So Kyuhyun was like a proper like leader. Him and Tino became leaders like really quick. But Seven High was an interesting character, and he got quite far. Really.
Yeah.
He was down to the last 4, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So he got quite far, did quite well, played decent games, got lucky.
Who do you think should have been like the final 2, or who would you like to see win, or top 2?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Or final 2.
The thing is, I really like the underdogs, right? It's a thing.
So,
but then it's like, but should the underdogs have really won?
Yeah.
They're in that position for a reason.
Well, you can't say Justin because, he's likeable and, he got bullied and...
I know, I can't say Justin.
He was basically, shoved out because he wasn't Korean enough, it felt like. It looked like. But he wasn't a winner kind of quality, unfortunately. From what I saw, anyway. We didn't see a lot of him, but from what I watched... I don't think he would have made it anyway to the final, even if they were, a bit more inclusive with it.
As much as I really, really want to say Justin, I can't say Justin. Just quickly, while we're on Justin, and I will come back to the 2 people who I think are the best, or who I would like as the finalists. Did you know that there was even a conversation about Justin's skin tone?
Oh.
Yeah.
What, in the show?
After the show, I believe, people were like commenting on his skin tone.
What, you mean the contestants, or
I don't know if
just
it's contestants
like
or
online
public.
people?
I think it was public online, I think.
All right.
But he actually had to mentioned it in one of his stories, and he was like, sorry to say, guys, this is just my natural skin tone. Like, I just tan very easily. So...
Colorism.
Yeah, because...
It's a thing.
Yeah. And it really, really...
In Korea.
It's a real shame that, like, this is, that...
Yeah.
That he's had to come out and say that. Like, what was the conversation around this? I'd like to know, like, what happened there.
The thing is, we were chatting, weren't we, when we were watching the show, like, early on. Like, I say to you that he's not going to fit in.
Yeah, you
the
did.
American one.
Yeah.
And, like, we could see it happening. We could see it, like, they were, like, they were cutting him out, weren't they?
Big time.
Really early on.
Big time.
And I get that he can't speak Korean, or at least it was broken Korean, I think.
Yeah.
So there was, who was the other guy that spoke English?
Was it Tino?
Was it Timo?
I think Tino spoke a bit.
The other one.
Basically,
there was one other it was the...
It was
It was the model one.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, the model one, the one that was in the well, in the water.
Yeah,
him.
It was Choi Hyun-jun.
Yeah,
Choi Hyun-jun.
And yeah, he's probably a bit more like travel because he does.
No, do you know why he spoke English so well? It's because of their school, KAIST.
Oh right, okay.
And the thing is, there was 3 KAIST students there.
There were.
So he was like, "Yeah, I speak English because my school is English, basically, or American speaking."
Fair enough. So other than him, who like he probably felt most comfortable with, communicating in English, like the others just like made it very easy, like amongst themselves, to basically just not talk to him.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you can't get close to him, and I could see that straight away, and that was hard to watch.
That was really hard to watch. It was frustrating and annoying, and yeah, I don't know what it is.
I hate to say it, but they're not an inclusive bunch. At least
Really not
those
inclusive.
on that group anyway.
What is that about? What was interesting was, like, Justin pretty early on was like, "Oh, you speak really good English. What's going on?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's because of my school. Yeah, KAIST. That's what we do." Then he goes, "By the way, he goes to KAIST school as well, or did do." And he's pointing at the winner basically. No, wait. No, it's not the winner.
No.
Yoon
It's a girl.
So-hee.
Yeah.
So-hee, she was from KAIST as well. And I feel like there was 3 people, but there wasn't.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Why did I
Maths
feel like there was one
school.
more? Basically,
They've done that anyway.
he pointed at somebody else and said that, okay, this is also a KAIST student. And so at that moment, Justin's like looking at that person like, oh, so that person can speak English, but they're not like,
Talking to.
Yeah.
And even with that math school, those 2 or 3, whatever it was, they didn't seem across close to each other.
no.
Never mind to Justin.
Yeah.
They just see him as an outsider because, yeah, he speaks English. He's not, fluent in Korean, and they do just see you as an outsider.
Well, let me give you a little bit
Unfortunately.
more, right? Apparently, I don't know how accurate this is. Please look into this. Add it in the comments below if you wish, etc., etc. Apparently, a lot of the people there are Nepo babies.
All right.
What's the full word? Nepo again?
I can't remember now.
Oh no!
I say
what's the
Nepo
full
that
word?
often.
Nepo. They are. When their families in the industry and they're only rich or famous, etc., because of their parents. Oh, what's it called? Nepotism.
Oh, is that what you're looking for? Okay.
Yeah, Nepo, right? So basically, apparently, a lot of people there in the show cast and that were Nepo babies,
Oh, right,
nepotism,
okay.
right? So that's why they're there. Whereas Justin was self-made,
Yeah.
and he went to a really good university, Cornell.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Cornell. So he went to a great university, so he's basically built himself up. And apparently, one person online was basically saying that that's why they saw him as an inconvenience, because they were like, you don't fit on that level too. And I found it really interesting. Like, after the show had finished, newscaster lady Kang Ji Young, she walks in and she's like, "Oh, hi guys, nice to meet you all again." And then she's like, "Oh my god, I found out that Justin is actually really famous. Justin was in Beef. Justin was in Umbrella Academy. All this." And it's like, did nobody get to know him inside the place?
Yeah, they didn't. Nobody really had like a one-to-one with him or like any half decent conversation with him. I feel like
Yeah.
very surface level, very very shallow
Well,
conversations.
let's go into the treatment of Justin, because it really was.
He definitely felt like alone.
Yes, he did. I think he felt the
in
most
there. And-
alone.
Yeah,
He felt the most alone, guys. Like,
yeah. I think he tried really hard to like not show it that he was
Yeah,
bothered, but
yeah.
he definitely felt a bit hurt.
Yeah, definitely. You could see it. He was in bits. In the challenge where he went out, right? They were doing this weird puzzle, right? Who cares what the rules on that are? Yeah, you get it as you're watching it, and he's by himself. He's on a team by himself, and before that, he was on a team by himself. He was by himself, and so was Sedol. We'll talk about Sedol in a minute. So them two are by themselves, right? And anyway, sorry. So Justin's by himself on this task, and he's sitting there and he's trying to work it all out, and he's sitting with a team like latching on, like a third wheel, like a sore thumb. And they're basically ignoring him, right? They basically are. They're trying to act like they're helping him, but they're not really helping him because he's competition. And if he loses, it does benefit them. That's the bottom line. So they secure their win, right? It was 7 high, it was Kang Ji Young, and it was Son Yeon Yu, who we didn't like. the prison queen lady. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Don't like her, no. We'll come on to her in a bit. And so there they are, they're doing the whole thing. They've secured their win. Once they've secured their win, Seven High's outside with the people. I don't know what he's doing, just like randomly bumping into people and intimidating and stuff, right? Just watching what's going on. Then Kang Ji Young is like looking at Justin, and at this point he's got his pieces and he's on the floor trying to make sense of it, trying to work it out by himself, right? And there are teams of people trying to work it out and they couldn't work it out. What's he going to do by himself? He was proper at their mercy. And then Kang Ji Young is like, oh, I really want to help him. So she starts helping him. Now, it's great that she helped him, right? I'm not knocking it. But what I am saying is, way too little too late. It was proper too little too late. It's like he is on the chopping block. It is signed, sealed, delivered, and now you're helping. At least she helped. She could see what she'd done wrong in a sense. Because she was in tears when he left. I hope that them two have like a bit of a connection or something. It would be good. But yeah, like...
It's very much a show where it's like, you know, you've got to have alliances and stuff. But, like, it was still tight to watch.
Really bad to watch.
And, like, all the other ones kind of had at least one friend.
Yes.
But he kind of had, like, no one.
Yeah. And then,
or when he was, the episode where he left, he might have made, like, one or two friends, but not a friend enough to actually help him, benefit him in any way.
Definitely. And what got my nerves was, like, at one point, they were like, you want to be by yourself, don't you? And he was like...
Who wants to be by themselves?
What's he going to say? No, I don't want to be by myself, but, like, can anybody please team up with me?
Yeah.
When you've already, like, backstabbed him already.
Yeah.
You've teamed up already.
You've got to be quite thick-skinned and you've got to be quite aggressive. The thick-skinned or aggressive, no mercy style ones are the ones that, you know, got to the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
You've
very
got to,
thick-skinned.
Real risk it.
Yeah. So that was, like, just mental.
He was, like, too much of a nice guy. Too much of a, I don't want to say pushover, but...
I don't think he was a pushover, but...
too much of a nice guy, and he didn't ask for help. He went out there, and he could see that, like, you know, they didn't want to reach out to him, so he's just not gonna...
But I think that he had, like, a real sense of pride as well, because, like, what are you gonna do? Are you really gonna go out there and get a bit beggy? Like, is this show really worth it for me to start getting a bit beggy and going...
I like how he pointed out, I can't remember what episode it was, with the lawyer girl, how, like, it was his idea and...
I loved that.
They ran with it.
Yeah.
And excluded him.
Yeah.
But they kind of, like, said, no, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
And the thing is, he wasn't just calling them out. He was trying to broadcast to other people that
they disagreed.
These guys can't be trusted.
Yeah.
He's like, I actually don't care that you've hustled me, because you have hustled me. You took my idea and robbed it and tried to kick me out with my own idea, but I'm still here. Right? But I want to make sure other people know that you guys are snaky. That's what he was trying to do.
Yeah, it still backfired on him because...
It didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't work. He was telling Seven High, and Seven High still, you know, went with them.
Yeah.
The two girls. And kicked him out, essentially.
Yeah. 100%. Now, this was interesting. This is what I really liked. The show after Justin got kicked out, right, there was a game, and in this game, half of the cast, in fact, everybody, including runner-up lady, whose name was Yoon So-hee. So everybody, including Yoon So-hee, even Kyu-hyun, everyone turned against the winner, Jung Hyun-gyu. Okay, Hyun-gyu. So they all went against him, right? In fact, he only had one person, Hyun-jun. So Hyun-jun and Hyun-gyu were playing together. The rest were all against him, right? In this one game. Now then, as they're going through the game, Hyun-jun is seeing that Hyun-gyu isn't trying to help. They're a team of two, but Hyun-gyu is doing Hyun-jun over. And Hyun-jun is like, oh, wait a minute, you're giving bad advice. You're telling me to do this, but if I do that, I could die, and you don't care because you're going to be safe, right?
Yeah.
So Hyun Jun turns on him, and then he goes to the main team. At this point now, Hyun Yu is by himself. Hyun Yu's by himself. Hyun Jun's joined the main team, right? And suddenly, there are floods of tears. Yoon So-hee was crying her eyes out. She was like proper. This is where the love story just took a whole new peak. She was crying her eyes out, man. Her and Kyu Hyun were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? This guy's by himself. How can this possibly be? Etc., etc. And I'm so happy that Kang Ji-young comes in, newscaster lady, right?
Yeah.
She comes in and she goes, what do you mean? What do you mean he's by himself? You did the same thing to Sedol. Sedol's by himself. Justin was by himself. So how is this not okay at this point? Why is this wrong at this point? And then they said, yeah, but Sedol and Justin agreed to play by themselves.
Yeah.
They wanted to play by themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas in this situation, Hyun Yu was going to team up with Hyun Jun. And Hyun Jun's left him. Now he's by himself. He doesn't want to be by himself. So we're going to have to help. And then Kyu Hyun gets robbed and gets kicked out. Right? In that conversation, Kang Ji-young, newscaster lady,
Yeah.
she was seconds away from saying, no, they didn't want to play by themselves. You guys pushed Sedol. You guys pushed Justin into a corner.
Yeah.
But she knew that was the right moment to stop. She's like, okay, I'm just going to leave it. You guys are saying that they want to play by themselves.
That's what a lot of onliners are saying as well.
Tell me.
A lot of people saying like when they felt sorry for that guy playing by himself, but Justin
Or
was
Sedol.
playing by himself
Oh, okay,
the
yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, you're on about, when Hyun was playing by himself, but Justin was by himself the whole time. Yeah. I was saying to you, wasn't I, that Justin was surviving for ages.
Yeah.
He was just surviving elimination for ages. Like that is like a hard cliff to like hang on to for as long as he did it.
Yeah.
He did really well. I'm surprised that he didn't just be like, do you know what, forget it. You win, I'm going. I'll just leave it so all of you like native Korean people are here. I'll see myself out. Honestly, I think part of him was like, I'm going to go as far as I can because I don't like how they've treated me.
Yeah.
So I am going to compete
Yeah.
until I can't anymore.
Yeah. You could feel like he was getting frustrated, and then he just. I'm sure at one point he just gave up.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, he knew we weren't going to win. He was just like, honestly, on the task when he went out, it was almost orchestrated for anybody who is by themselves. You're getting out. That task you could not do by yourself. You had to have a team.
So go back on my question then. Who did you want to see?
Right. Okay. So I would want to see then as my top two. Oh, it's hard. Do you know what? I can't really think of anybody. That's the thing.
You
All
can't
right.
think of anybody.
Honestly, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna go Kim Ha-rin. I'm gonna go with her.
Yeah.
Yes, she had a very strange points to her. Yes, she had like her quirks and that. But I really liked how she was an extremely hard worker, very intelligent, and this was her first time like pursuing something for herself. That was quite deep. So Kim Ha-rin, yes, her.
Yeah, she was mine too.
All right, okay, so she's one of yours too, and I would also choose probably Choi Hyun-jun.
Which one's that one?
Hyun-jun, who was the guy who did the water.
Oh, right,
well.
okay, yeah.
As much as I kind of don't want to choose him, because
He actually was all right, to be fair. He was on his own. I felt like he was a bit bullied as well. He was on his own a fair chunk on that show.
yeah, I don't know if you saw the part where it was the colours game and they were gambling over the colours and stuff.
No.
I'll tell you, gambling over the colours and stuff, right? and there is Yoon So Hee. That's her name. Yeah, Yoon So Hee, and of course Hyung Gyu are together, and then the remaining three are lawyer Son Yoon Yu, prison queen, Seven High, and Hyun Jun. Right, those three are the alliance. Yeah. Now Son Eun Yu gets through, so she's gone. It leaves behind Seven High and Choi Hyun Jun. Leaves them two behind, right? I think she got through, or did she get kicked out? Can't remember. Either she was through or out, but it left Hyun Jun and Seven High. And Hyun Jun turned on Seven High. Because at that point it became a game of numbers. Whoever's the majority is going to win.
Yeah.
And he just turned and he just went to Hyun Gyu and was like, let me in, man. Look, here are my cards, let me in. And then he was like, okay, I'll give you a shot. And for one round, they colluded. After that one round, they did it again. Third round, Hyun Gyu went, sorry, Hyun Jun. Basically, you're out. I'm going to get you out on this next round. Yeah. And Hyun Gyu was like, why? Why? No. Why? Listen, I can do this, man. I can do this. Like, proper, like, I hate to say, like, I'm not being tight, yeah. But that's the kind of like beggy behaviour which Justin wasn't prepared to do.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe that Hyun Jun, after the show, has apologised for that behaviour. That's a bit mad, isn't it? He's come out and said that, yeah, the show brought out parts of my personality, etc. That wasn't really me or whatever. I had to do things that I wouldn't normally do and stuff like that. And, you know, like, in a way, I had to show, like, bunches of weakness to get through. And it shows just how much of a genius Hyun Gyu is, because he beat Hyun Jun on a maths challenge, and Hyun Jun is a maths student.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, he's beating basically a mathematician here. I mean, Hyun Jun himself did say
he could see the patterns. He did well.
Yeah.
I didn't like the red dress girl at the beginning. I thought she was a bit like awkward.
Kim Ha-rin.
And he seemed a bit,
Kim Ha-rin.
Ha-rin, yeah. She was a bit awkward and she seemed a bit selfish and very like me, and she didn't seem like one of those like team players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like willing to help others, and I guess she probably didn't need to, shouldn't have, but she didn't come across likable anyway. But then when she left and that whole little speech came on, and like she's, you know, a doctor and this is the first time she's done something fun for herself, and she's worked so hard her whole life, and oh god, and then it made me feel a bit sorry for her, and then I started to like when she left. And I thought, oh, do you know what, she did do quite well, like would have been nice to see her like go to the end kind of thing. And she did, like, she smashed it at poker. Yeah. And she did well on a lot of them actually, to be fair. But yeah. Yeah. It was the end, wasn't it? So, but yeah, it would have been nice actually to see her. I think I wouldn't have minded watching her as a finalist. And the other one that I'm just thinking of, like, likable ones really, but Chu, I liked Chu because she was the smiley, happy one, and like I think she left the first round. I think she left in the first game, so we didn't really see much of her. But she came across like really nice. Probably would have been nice to see a bit more screen time for her. So she was likable. I don't know if she would have made it to the end, but she was likable, like good, nice to watch. Everybody else were like just trying too hard, doing too much, playing too cool, or being too
Ji-young was good.
Cocky.
Newscaster lady. No.
Yeah, well,
I might switch I would go Kim Ha-rin and Kang Ji-young.
Yeah, she did play well actually. She surprised me because at the beginning I thought, I don't think she will like make it to the end, but she actually surprised me. She actually did really well. Yeah. I mean, she's the one who helped Justin really, so I'm like, I give you credit. But yeah, I didn't like her particularly, but she did well. Well, yes. Chu got on my nerves. Go on. Chew.
Yeah.
Why?
Chu got on my nerves at one point. Chu and Miss Korea or something. Where is she?
Yeah, the one that went in the well, in the water.
Yeah, the one who went crawling through the hole. But I've just got to find who is she? Where is she?
Miss Korea.
Oh, forget it. Yeah, just Miss Korea. So basically, Miss Korea first, partway through this game where they had to choose like their lowest card. They've got to choose a certain card, right? And whoever chooses the lowest card is the one who gets through to the next round. If you both choose the same low card, it skips to the next person. Anyway, Miss Korea, first of all, at one point, she goes, right, I'm going to play my 2. In other words, nobody else play your 2. I'm playing mine. You're going to let me through this round and I'm going to survive.
All right.
Or also, like, just asking the players, like, let me through. And I'm like, this is not how the show works.
Well, I think it's fair play, but because you don't have to listen to her.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
It's true, you don't have to do it, but it's still a bit, I don't know. So do you think that's weird? I think it's an unlikable tactic for me.
Yeah, it's unlikable, but it's a game show, innit?
Okay, fine. If you're cool
But
with
I
it.
get it.
If it was me, I would have gone, listen, this ain't how the game works. So.
But they've all done beggy stuff. Well, maybe not all of them, but at some part of the show, you know, a few of them have asked for alliance or asked for this and help me and I'll give you this, I'll give you a token.
No, that's fine though. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with whoever's got a 2, tell me. I'm going to put my 2 in. You don't put your 2 in. Later on, I'll give you a piece each. That would have been cool. But it was literally just, I'm playing my 2, so don't play yours.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's a bit, I don't like that.
Yeah, well, they didn't have to listen to her.
No, that's true.
But yeah.
I don't have to like it. So she did that, and then Chu did the same thing about 2 rounds later. And it was really tight because it was her versus Justin. And she was basically saying to Justin, don't play your 2. And Justin was like, not only have I got to use my 2 right now, but I've actually got no points in this game so far. So there are 2 different ways in which I could be out here. I haven't actually got a choice but to use my 2 right now. And then he used it. And it was in that very same game that like I think it was Chu in fact, she did a similar thing to Sedol. She was like, Sedol, what are you going to play next? Like, don't play this number.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he was like, what, like, And she was like, yeah, don't play this number because, you know, come on. He was like, I'm not going to tell you what I'm playing. And she's
Pretty
like,
girl tactic.
and I was like, yeah, that's a bit. And Sedol was just like looking at her crumbling. I'm like, Sedol, what are you doing?
Well, if the men weren't strong enough to like say no, then that's their fault. Then they too weak. Then they probably deserve to be out. If you're not strong enough to say sorry, I'm playing my 2. See ya. Then that's on them, innit?
It is on them.
But yeah, they. I mean, Sedol was very awkward, and he weren't a strong enough player. And I get that he was, you know, former Go champion, but that's a different game, you know. These games that they were playing were ruthless, and to be honest, I don't think he was cut out for it.
And I'll come on to Sedol, and just this is my last comment on the last thing. Okay, I'll let him off. I'll let Chu off. I'll let Miss Korea off. Because, okay, fine. As much as I don't like it, it's
Part of the game.
It's
yeah.
Devil's plan, and it is supposed to cause friction and discomfort. And
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to like it, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I'm not supposed to like the tactics which they use. So, it is what it is. Sedol. So, Go. Did you know that apparently in Go, you are very truthful and honourable, apparently. It's full of truths.
Yeah, I get that.
Have you played it before?
No, I've seen it played.
I don't know anything about it. But apparently there's like lots of truth in it. You don't really lie in that game. So they were like, people were interested to see what he's going to do. How is he going to play? And yeah, he didn't really fit in an environment which was set for backstabbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was very truthful and you could say honourable, really.
Yeah.
Even when he made a mistake in a game, and in the first game, Cops and Robbers, what he had done is he had accused somebody incorrectly of being a robber in one team, and then in the other team, he had taken the suspicion off a robber as well and gone, nah, that guy's not a robber. So he had done that in two separate places. And then, because of the guilt or whatever, he comes back and he basically gives them like a free pass where he can.
I think it's just part of his character as well. Like, he's very like honest, and like he's very kind, very genuine person, and he doesn't like that guilt feeling, you know, that feeling of like doing someone over, and he does feel that guilt a lot, and that's why he was trying to like compensate.
I think there are a lot of people where... Go on, look at this minute.
But yeah, go on, you say it.
There are a lot of people where being snaky takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. Like, for some people, it's not natural for them to be unkind.
Yeah. That's right, it's not natural, it's not easy, you know, for a lot of people. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say a lot of people, maybe some people.
I think the minority on
Really?
the show.
Oh, on the show?
The minority on the show found it hard. A small minority. The majority
were
very comfortable being, you know, conniving, being very calculating, being a bit mean, and like didn't really care, like
can we,
if you left or not.
Can we get your top 3 conniving?
I hated the lawyer.
Okay, let's come on to the lawyer.
Like, of course, she's in the right career path. Like, conniving is F.
Why did we hate the lawyer so much?
Prison Queen. She was just unlikable. Sorry.
Son Eun-yu.
Yeah, sorry. She's got a... Okay, it's getting a bit personal here, but her face.
Her face. Okay, for me it wasn't her face.
She was so like... she just come across like such a mean girl. Sorry, but she looks like one of those Korean high school bullies.
Okay.
Very much. She didn't come across like... Right, do you know who she was nice to? She was only nice to those that were already leaders, or she could see that they were going to reach the end. The ones that were really vocal and really liked by the mass already.
Yes.
7 High. Yeah.
Did that happen?
Can I say that?
Which episode is that on? It really is prison. It really is prison. If that's...
7 High, she was like, what the hell? Why was she so in love with him? She was obsessed. Sorry, but she was obsessed. You could see it from like, as soon as he entered the prison, and maybe a bit before. So she really wanted to be pally-pally with him, right, from the beginning. And then the news reporter, she was happy to be chummy with, to be best buddies with, because she was kind of really liked as well. Mm-hmm. Early on, very early on, she was popular, and that's probably because she's kind of well known already. So it was easy for a lot of them. Like she was recognizable straight away, so they knew who she was, and obviously they're gonna like her. And she's you know, you can tell when someone's popular. You know, you're just gonna latch on.
Yeah.
So she was very like that with the popular ones. That's what I mean by mean girl. And then everybody else, though, she was like ready straight away to be disloyal to do over, to like to be snaky on, and I didn't like that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that about her.
Yes. So those two things.
I have to say she's very smart. She is smart, but she's just not likable.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, for me as well, she was very much ready and at the beck and call of all of the leadery people.
Yeah.
Anybody who was like the leader of the group, she was like, yep, you and me, you and me, you and me, you sure? But then she was very much ready to stab anybody in the back.
Yeah, she was.
She would be happy on a team of 4, 5 people, but then she will collude with another team if it benefits just her by herself. Mm. Which, of course, unfortunately, is very devil's plan.
Yeah.
Is very devil's plan.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
she did well. She did very well.
She did well. She went out at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think she was transparent enough in the sense that we could all see that she didn't really have loyalty,
Yeah.
which is a devil's plan thing. Don't have loyalty.
Yeah.
It's so weird, isn't it, really? Like, isn't it weird watching a show where it goes against, in a sense, every other show you've seen, really?
Yeah.
Like, win and really let's not care about sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Go and stab that person in the back. Go and,
Yeah.
go and discredit that person. Work with that team, then work with that team for your own benefit. Forget the rest.
But also, like, we touched on this before other day, that like we don't know like how much this has been.
Oh, produced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, in the Colours game, where Hyun-jun turns on 7 High, and he teams up with Hyung-yu and Yoon So-hee. So when Hyun-jun does that double cross, apparently that was a production plan from the beginning.
Mm.
So I'm like, huh? What? What's this about?
Mm.
So we don't know how much of the show was down to production decisions.
Like sometimes, for these shows, I feel like they have an idea of who they want the last 4, and sometimes even the last 2 to be.
That's crazy.
So they set it up around that. Do you know what I mean? So like, and even to the like, I feel like this is just my opinion. I've not read or watched anything about it, but even to the like, the secret thingy in the prison.
Yeah.
Who to go in first.
Wow.
Or who to try it like the first time or the second time. I feel like things like that.
Or controlled.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, they all wanted to go. So how do they decide? Someone's got to decide.
Yeah, it was a bit weird how that
what they're going to do?
happened.
They're going to fight it.
Yeah, it was weird and awkward how that happened, that whole decision making on that. It was strange.
That's just my opinion, but yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting. There was something else. Do you know what I found weird, right? I gotta say, I didn't like it when Kyu-hyun was talking about Kim Ha-rin's clothes.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I'm like, why are you talking about her clothes? And like, you're kind of making her uncomfortable. I'm sure she was the youngest female on there. I'm like, what have you got to do with her clothes? Why are you doing this? This is so strange. Basically, he went
they probably thought it was a bit strange, like, why are you wearing the red dress every day?
She was in jail though, so she had no clothes, I believe.
Well, she had the jail clothes. She just wanted to wear the red dress, and she said she wanted to wear she wears the red dress for the main game.
Yeah, for the main game, yeah. So it's not as if she was wearing it all day, all night, mate. She's wearing it for the main game, and then she is wearing prison clothes afterwards. So what do you want? Like, 7 High was wearing the same clothes all the way through, basically. And I didn't see anyone going over to him, are you wearing those clothes from yesterday? I'm like, well, go on, say it to him then. So I found that a bit strange. It was a bit weird. Yeah, I feel like in this, a lot of the cliques and the groups was set out from the first game. And I suppose that's just the way it's going to happen naturally. Because, in fact, Tino. Tino and Yoon So-hee had an alliance from the very beginning because they were the two like thieves in the first challenge. But then she chose for him to go to jail.
Yeah, she said he was most likely to survive.
And then he clearly wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, was that a bit dodgy? Was she just getting him out? I mean, we all know her true alliance was with Hyung-yu.
I think she just didn't know who to pick.
Strange. Apparently, Hyung-yu posted a post saying something like, I'm sorry, I apologise or something.
Who, what, the winner?
Yeah. He posted a post out saying, I apologise, and then shortly after he deleted it. Now, what they're saying is the apology, I don't know if it was for how he won, what he was like. There was something about he regretted saying to one of them that you can't do maths. You know, to that guy, you know, the Hyunjun, the maths kid. Yeah. He went over to me and goes, do you know how to do maths? Which
Oh yeah.
which in East Asia is a very, I mean, it doesn't sound like anything in the Western world, guys, but let me tell you, in East Asia,
Well, he's a math student as well. He's singing to a math graduate person as well.
that's right. And education is a big, these are the young guys too, with the whole future ahead of them.
That is very offensive.
It is very offensive in them circles.
Saying it to him though.
In intelligent circles as well.
Saying it to him though, out of all people,
I know.
and especially because he beat him in that maths game as well.
Well,
that's gonna hurt. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would be like hurt.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. He was so cocky,
Do you know
big
what?
ego. I hated watching him win, but
There's, do you know-
yeah, he should say sorry. He should have said sorry a lot, and he should say sorry to, for multiple things.
So apparently he said the apology thing, and so yeah, there was the thing about what he said to Thingy. But then apparently why he deleted the apology was because the production had released a behind the scenes show. Apparently 2 episodes of behind the scenes. I don't think we've got them available. I don't know, I might have a look. But apparently on these behind the scenes, they explain like some of the background and stuff, right? And so they're saying that he thought that explained his story. And so because it's now explained, he doesn't have to apologize. So apparently that's the reason why he took back his apology. But you probably already know the answer to this. Do you think Korea is celebrating this winner or not celebrating this winner?
I think it's a mix. It's a mix.
Well, apparently he's not getting a good reception at all.
Yeah.
Him and the Mrs. whatever her name was, Yoon So-hee.
So he.
Both of them apparently are not getting a good reception at all.
Yeah, I get
which
that.
is very devil's plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a way, I'm refreshed to see that.
Korea is one of those, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate, societies where like it's very heavily idol based,
Idol based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idol based societies, and like you have to be when you're in the spotlight like he is right now, and you're not coming across a certain way, because Korea is one of these countries in Asia where you have to be polite. You're supposed to look like a very good-mannered, polite, respectable. Respect is a massive thing.
Yeah.
And he
I get
did
it.
not come across respectable to his contestants on the show. And they get that you're on a game show, but I had the feeling that when this comes out, like
Yeah.
he's going to get a lot of stick for it. And I think I remember reading like he's got some history. I can't remember what I read, but people know stuff about him anyway before, so it's not like he's new to Korea because of this show. Do you know what I mean?
He was on some other
What is
TV
he?
show, wasn't he?
Yeah, so people know of him already.
Right.
So they've got some kind of impression, good or bad. But like now,
Interesting.
that's added to it.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
much about him or any of them, to be honest. But yeah, it can go both ways. Some will say some. I'm not trying to paint them as shallow, but some, like, because he's good looking, right, in Koreans' eyes,
Uh-huh.
and he's smart, they do think he's worthy of being a winner. That, like, yeah, he won it fair and square.
It is
What?
true. It is true.
Who else would have been the winner if it's not him? Like, I
That-
can't see anybody else.
That is the thing. That's what even I'm like.
But
yeah,
then
I
a
mean,
lot of them are like, yeah, no, hated watching him win, hated it,
Interesting.
not worthy at all, rubbish. That was a rubbish ending, and that was a bad season, and I won't be watching it again. And and another criticism, which is something what we said, like, how long were the instructions.
Oh yeah.
Like,
the
how many
instructions.
times did I fall asleep?
Yeah, I know.
The instructions, man, Jesus. But I give them credit that the games were new this season.
Yeah, and that's
I
not easy to
actually-
do. That's quite hard
No,
to
it's
do.
really hard. And I do like, even though like I didn't understand half of them, you know, until they started playing, or even after they were playing, I didn't understand that strategy one. But I like that it was complex.
Yeah.
I love the poker ones, and I loved majority of them.
Yeah.
So I like that. I don't like game shows where they repeat the games.
Yeah.
Season 1, season 2, season 3. Do you know what I mean? It's boring.
I mean, they might get to that. They might get to that where they kind of do repeat. I don't blame them, but they have created some brilliant games. And the thing about the instructions, for me, it's like they had to cover every eventuality because it's expensive making a TV show. And if they come to an eventuality which hasn't been covered, that's going to waste a lot of like production time to try and fix this issue. So they've covered everything, every eventuality in the rules. But it's like they should be smart enough to know that this is a game where we may not have to tell the audience all the rules because it's entertainment. Let them just perhaps watch the game and they'll get the idea.
Yeah.
You know?
But I feel like, you know, but it could have been maybe a bit more easy to watch if, you know, if they start playing it and then, you know, like how you have narrators
Yeah, okay.
whilst they're playing, like Sung Hee has just got this and that is not what the rules are, so now she is forfeited, blah, blah, blah. Like just something like that. Like you don't have to go full on like 20 minutes of instructions and then gameplay. Like, oh my god.
I mean, how we watched it was we're kind of like,
we don't understand it, we'll just watch it doesn't matter.
But we'll listen to the rules, we'll listen to them, we'll watch them, but we're not going to expect to understand this. There's no point.
From a couple of like people who have watched it, you know, like reviewers online, they said they just fast forwarded it.
Fair.
They fast forwarded because it was so long and they didn't understand it. They thought, I'm not going to rewind it, I'm going to fast forward it and then just I'll try and understand it when they're playing it. So that's what I think is for me, I'm like, just watch it, background it if you need to, just catch some details of the rules, and then when the game starts, watch the game. That's how I see it. But yeah, the rules are a bit too much. It's kind of a hallmark of the actual show, isn't it, really? The rules are a big... I remember the first season, we were like, oh my God, are we still watching the rules? And it was still going, and there was still like 10 more minutes of it. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember for season 1 because it feels like a long time ago.
It was.
But I feel like the games in season 1 weren't as complex as this year's.
I remember there being a load of rules back then too. So I can't remember the games, so I don't know if they're complex or not in that sense.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, they were brilliant. Now, would you watch season 3?
Yeah, I would.
I'd watch season 3 too, so you got to make it.
Would it frustrate me? Yeah, probably, but I'd still watch it.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to spread around the world? Do you reckon there's going to be a UK one?
No, and it's not going to be the same. Not to say like, you know, I just feel like the level, like, I don't know, I suppose the games are very Asian.
That's what I was going to say. It's more like it's from
not
that culture.
Race, it's not a race thing, but the complexity of the games and the caliber of like the people, like you've got to do really well picking them out. I mean, half of these were celebrities, and they're not just celebrities; they're smart celebrities, and then the other half are like just really smart people, like that are in like the game industry or former championships. So you can do it. Of course, they can do it, but it's always nice to watch. But whether it's as successful is a different story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes when it's across the pond, it doesn't thingy as well.
Yeah, it doesn't like translate as well.
It doesn't translate as well.
Perhaps it's already been tried and already failed.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll go any further.
And also countries. Like the audience as well. Like, I don't know if like the Western audience likes that kind of game shows.
Yeah. Like what's interesting about in East Asia is like you can get people where tutors become
Yeah.
celebrities, don't they?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Can you imagine somebody who is a brilliant tutor can become a celebrity because they're a brilliant tutor?
yeah.
That is just like alien to a lot of other cultures, that is.
Like maths. I know it sounds like, you know, like a bit sad, but like maths and like this those kind of like intellectual games are actually like a hobby
Yeah.
for a lot of East Asians, whereas like, you know, a lot of Brits would probably not want to play games like that in their spare time and like Go, and it's like, do you know what I mean?
I've never known about like Go, and I've never played Go or
I
don't
think
really know about that.
I think the closest like game I would like compare Go to is probably chess.
Okay. Because they played Wall Go
Yeah. Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that it must be something like that, just with walls, though, isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean, this is with
just
walls,
without
so there's no walls.
Yeah, just no walls.
Yeah. What I like about the games of Devil's Plan is we can play these games.
Yeah.
And I love that we've got, in that sense, I love that we have all the rules.
Yeah.
Because we can actually play these games. Like, I think that we'll play the game with the tiger and the sheep. Was it lambs?
Oh, do you know one game that would be like a good if we
We'll
had a
play
British version of Devil's Plan? Like one round could be Countdown.
That'd be good, actually.
Do you know like the maths one and then the English one, but make it like 10 times as complex?
Yeah.
Like that'd be a good British version
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
for one of the rounds.
Yeah, actually, that's a good British twist
A
on it.
Countdown. I can't think of any other mathsy or complexy
Yeah.
games on British TV that I've watched.
Yeah. They're not really, they don't really follow. I think for us over here in England, it's more games are just for fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing, you know, it's in your off time and in your downtime, and it's a relaxation thing. Whereas I think maybe in East Asia, it's a bit more of a
Competition.
yeah,
Competitive.
competitive intelligence. It's another space in which to be really intelligent and be, you know, brilliant in a sense.
Yeah.
But over here, it's more like, you know, this is downtime, this is time to relax and chill, and it's for fun. That's the main aim. So you can see that in both cultures, both interesting, both valid, you know, both cool. I think everything covered, you know. I think everything covered as far as I can see. I do wish Justin somehow gets his justice. Did he come in too modest? Did he come in and not tell them that, yeah, I work in things, I've been in beef, you all know about beef. It was Korean cast, like full Korean cast. So you guys definitely know about beef. You know, give me some respect over here. Sprinkle some respect on my name. You know, did he come in too modest? What happened? You know?
Yeah.
And what about the kid who walked in saying, I have 95% chance of winning this show?
Oh my God, he was unmemorable.
I know.
Poor
I
guy.
know.
Poor guy. I mean, I can't remember what he did.
I can't remember what he did. Oh, no, I know what he did. Do you know what he did? He comes in and he starts working for his alliance, who was with the outside team, not prison team. And in the game, he starts killing people. It was actually pretty gangster what he did. He was their hitman. So he starts like killing like loads of their like chess players and stuff type thing, right? And then they all ganged up on him. And then he was like, guys, just please save me. Please save me. And then they didn't save him and they sent him to prison. They had a choice to put him in prison or not. And he went to prison. So not only did they use him, they sent him to prison. When he went to prison, everybody in prison ganged up on him. And he was out. And that was his story.
Yeah.
And even Seven Howard was like, look, they used you. I'm pretty sure Seven Howard was there at that time. They used you. Look what happened. Look what you just did. And now they use it. We would have rather got somebody else, but we've got you. So it is what it is, my friend. Yeah, I find it wild that Hyung Yu didn't spend a night in prison.
Oh yeah, I know.
That is wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
He didn't spend a single night. He went to prison, had a look around, did a task there, beat a guy at his own game, maths, and then gone.
And the girl. The girl hasn't either.
Oh, the girl didn't even see the prison.
No, she didn't see it.
She didn't even,
She's the real winner.
see the prison. Yeah. Well,
She's
she's not the real winner, innit? Because like she gave him the game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get over that for a while. The fact that I don't know how. I don't know
She's so
how she
dumb.
gave him the game.
She's so dumb for that.
Is she in love with him?
Oh, she's got to be, man.
You think so as well? Not just me, yeah.
Oh, she's just thick. If I was her mother, I'd slap her one.
She's
I'd
got to be in
like,
love with him, hasn't she?
What
She's got to be.
What were you doing? What are you thinking? You were so close to getting that, what, £250,000
Yeah.
equivalent?
Yeah, basically.
Silly girl. Could have bought a new house there.
He was proper like, and he even engineered having her in second place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather.
And do you know what was awkward as well? Do you know what was weird? Like, I'm sure he didn't even hug her at the end.
You mentioned that. I didn't even really look out for this bit.
He didn't. I'm sure he didn't. Like, it was. He was very awkward at the end, you know, because they all came out, didn't they? And he came across a bit like almost a bit uncomfortable, if I'm honest, because he had to face him, and he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have his arms out to reach anyone. Do you know what I mean? For hugs or whatever.
Yeah.
She, what's she called?
She is Yoon So-hee.
So he did try to hug him multiple times, at least twice.
Oh, God.
Had her arms like round him, kind of thing. But yeah, he didn't really reciprocate. He had like arms side, and he did that. You know, he did the bowing thing, thanking his like other contestants.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's an introvert, isn't he? He's an introvert.
Very awkward. Well, so is she.
Yeah, true. So is
she
she.
sews a lot of them.
They did hug, you know. They did hug, but like not like when he got back from prison, he hugged her.
Yeah.
But like still.
Yeah, but to me, I feel like that's all gameplay. Like
yeah,
part of
he
the
was
game.
manipulating her there, innit?
Yeah, I feel like that's all sweetening her up still. Like I've still got to play her. She's still got to be nice to me, and I've got to be nice to her, and you know what I mean. Like
so since the show has finished,
after he won though.
Since the show has finished, what do you think they've ever been in contact?
I'd be surprised if he has.
I think I agree. I think he's just like, right, see you later, do one.
And I don't think she'd be his type.
You know that she's an actress.
Yeah.
And she was in that Keist school.
Mm. What's he? What is he?
He is
pop star or something.
He's an influencer and a uni student.
Oh right.
I know. So she's an actress and Keist alumna.
Yeah. So.
I can't see it really. I wonder. I can't. In a weird way, it's made me want to follow these guys and see what's going on next.
He definitely used her.
He full whack used her, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, silly girl.
I wish we could have a sit-down conversation and really know what went on inside. Like, I feel like she would still come around and say that, no, I was competing all the way through. But I'm like, no, you weren't competing. So strange. They should have done a blind competition. You know, a blind one where like you can't see each other. You can't see each other. You won't know who's won.
Yeah.
But then I suppose maybe she would have just got everything wrong then straight away. It was interesting. It just seemed like she was really wanting him to win and helping him win, and that was just so strange. It made a very unusual show. In that sense, it's interesting because it really scratches at your brain.
Yeah.
You know, I've not seen a show do that before and go down that road before. Very, very interesting to create that bond so quickly, so strong. I'm really glad that like Hyun Jun asked, "How have you guys bonded? What happened? Where has this bond come from?" Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Makes you think that like they've just cut a lot out.
Must have.
They've cut a lot out that we haven't seen. They've had some
real bonding is happening.
Some good conversations, some good chats, some good promises to each other.
Yeah, lifelong promises.
Maybe like if you win, I'll give you half.
Innit?
If you let me win, I'll give you half.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll go out with you. I'll go out with you, yeah.
Right.
And Kieran knows single songs.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call it there, guys. I think we covered absolutely everything. There's nothing else that I can think that I want to
Nope.
say. It'll come to me afterwards, and then I'll put it in the comments, maybe. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Until the next season of that Devil's Plan program. I don't like the title. I don't like this whole devilish stuff, but it's
I
a thing,
know.
isn't it? But yes, anyway, guys, catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.